It all started with epistemics. Um, do you know what the word epistemics mean? Personally, I didn't when I first learned about EA, but if you spend some time reading about EA, you may have read it once or twice or 10 times, and yet the word doesn't really exist in the sense it's used. The word epistemic does, the word epistemology does, but not epistemics. This is a good example of the problem that I'm trying to solve. Let's dig into it. Currently, I estimate there are about 5,000 to 8,000 engaged EAs. I define engaged EAs as individuals who identify as part of the effective altruism community and participate in EA-related activities. But wanting to make a positive impact is true of a lot more people, though impact is defined by everyone differently based on their beliefs and skills. That's kind of besides the point here. Impact is about improving the status quo. And because the people eager to be more impactful live in the same world, sometimes the same country or even city, the problems that come with finding how to achieve impact are often very similar. Their paths on the way to impact cross over and over again, hence the image. That's why it's so valuable to be a community. It's also why I think that sharing resources on how to solve those problems is one of the most impactful projects I could work on, given the neglectedness scale and my personal fit. People that want to have more impact should have access to the best resources and tools. And this is where Foreview comes in. Fourview is about making people see further than the mountain of questions and problems on the road to impact, including defining impact. My goal is to lower that mountain by creating answers and resources to common questions. Previously, those were hidden behind suffocating walls of text and internal slacks and jargon, and Forview tries to solve that. Forview is automatically ingesting new content from the EA forum, the EA wiki, and a few spreadsheets with plans to expand to more sources like Notion, Airtable, Slack. But EA writes a lot, and traditional search methods and semantic search with AI models weren't really effective when experimenting. So I created a new model for View E0 using a dataset created specifically for that occasion for View D0 that's based on EA related content. Despite being a draft, the model outperforms current solutions and allows for much better search results. I expect to release the finished models, datasets, and benchmark in the coming days. I've also experimented with ways to summarize content using transformers with a novel chunking algorithm that semantically cuts an article in many parts and build a summarization API on top of that. I've also built a theoretical model to combat biases and echo chambers when using a chatbot, as well as with experimenting with tools that highlight biases and logical fallacies in text, like news reports or just general articles, and a ton of other things. I spent most of my building time experimenting. For example, I built a metric to gauge how secular a public forum is compared to others. For example, the EA forum, a subreddit, or Hacker News by analyzing word frequencies so that we can track how much better the community is getting at getting the point across without using obscure words. But right now, Foreview is a concept website that builds on my experiments to provide a better search experience for principally the EA forum. My goal is to make Foreview the canonical source for all questions about EA. I want anyone to be able to get answers to EZA focused on treating symptoms rather than causes, and how many people believe in strong long-termism, or what are some research subjects in economics. I intend to distribute it through local organizers. I've interviewed 5 three of whom committed to share the launch email and include a link on learning material, and two committed to a demo in 2 weeks. Those local groups represent about 600 members that would form the initial beta test. I also want to expand from just factual answers to answering things about the state of the community, jobs opportunities, etc. So to wrap up, I realized that this is a wild journey that started just by trying to understand what the word epistemics meant. And Fourview is a work in progress, but I'm confident like that with time and support, I'll be able to scale it up to answer the mountains of questions people will have about being more impactful.